Peace to everybody. This is about KeKe Palmer calls allegations against former mentor R. Kelly painful, sad, disappointing, heartbreaking. And as you can see here, the picture is KeKe Palmer herself, and of course, you know, the disgraceful R. Kelly. That's not the side I knew. That's not the person I worked with, says Palmer. Yeah, so she's saying that's not the person that she worked with. KeKe Palmer is condemning former mentor R. Kelly after seeing the many allegations of abuse and sexual misconduct against him in the recent Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly. And so she's condemning her former mentor R. Kelly after she has seen Surviving R. Kelly with all the allegations in that. The actress, who has referred to herself as a student of the musician in the past, appeared on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday night, where she was asked what was most eye-opening about watching the special. And so KeKe Palmer, who is referred to herself as a student, of course she appeared on Watch What Happens Live. That was Sunday night. And of course she was asked about something like eye-opening about watching the special. And here's the video, but I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get blocked from YouTube. I don't even know what to say. The whole thing, she answered. The whole thing was eye-opening, painful, sad, disappointing, heartbreaking. Host Andy Cohen then asked if it was also surprising. Yeah, so she described how it was. It was eye-opening, painful, sad, disappointing, and heartbreaking. Yes, because that's not the side I knew. That's not the person I worked with. That's not the experience I had, she explained. Just imagine you had a great experience with someone and you're hearing all this stuff. It's like, why didn't you show them what you showed me? Alright, so yeah, I kind of understand where that part a little bit, but she explained, just imagine you had a great experience with someone. So, you know, and then of course all the allegations are coming out because R. Kelly is not innocent. He's guilty for what he has done. That's the feeling I had, and I hated talking about it because you were a friend to me, but then I'm seeing you as a foe to others, and I'm hurt for them. How do I feel? How do I put myself in this position now? She continued, it was very sad. I think anybody that loved him as a person probably feels that way. It's not something you want to hear about somebody that you care for. And so she kind of expressed her feelings, how she felt about R. Kelly, but she also felt that she didn't want to talk about it. She hated it, but her story had came out, and of course she's hurt for the girls who were sexually abused by R. Kelly. So how else is she supposed to feel? And of course it's not something you want to hear about somebody that you care for, but you know, it happened. R. Kelly is a puppet. He tricks girls into saying they have a singing career, this and that, and of course the next thing you know, he's holding the girls captive, and the girls came out with their story. Palmer first opened up about her initial reaction to the series back in January after watching it. Just finished Surviving R. Kelly, and I have spent the last hour crying as a student of R. Kelly's for the first time. I was, and having been around his light and understanding the obstacles he overcame as a child to actually be birthed into the musical genius he is today, all to put others through the same darkness he was running from, is the most disheartening thing to accept, she said at the time. Alright, so KeKe Palmer has watched the documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, and she spent the last hour crying for these women because they came out and told their story for what happened to them. Yes, they were abused. Yes, they were mistreated. And of course, R. Kelly is just controlling. He did not want these girls to go home to their families, this and that. And of course, there's two of them living with him still, but their parents are trying everything they can to get the two girls away from him. I do believe R. Kelly was sexually abused when he was growing up. I'm not sure. But this is why he's putting these others through the same darkness that he went through. But these girls had came out and told their story. They deserve to be heard. Many people experience hardships and do not allow themselves to find freedom through their passion enough to shine a light. She continued. R. Kelly received that grace from God. God blessed him to vindicate his childhood shortcomings, and yet still he has slapped God in the face by his actions towards these women. I am hurt and saddened because he could have been a blessing to these women, but instead he repeatedly took advantage, and that I cannot accept. And so she knows what R. Kelly has done, and of course R. Kelly slapped God right in the face instead of being a blessing to women, which I don't blame him. She saying also though that he has slapped God in the face, of course, for his actions towards these women, and of course she's saddened and it's heartbreaking. I will stand by my sisters because that's simply what's right and what I hope discontinues this behavior in anyone. Palmer added, we have to be good to each other. Not all of us accept the light, but those of us that do must be responsible. We cannot take advantage of each other or accept when someone else does. Kelly has continued to deny all claims of misconduct made against him. Yeah, well, R. Kelly is guilty, so he can deny anything he wants. He's still going to go to jail either way. And KeKe Palmer, she's going to stand by her sisters, and she will not accept for what happened to them, because R. Kelly did a bad thing, and of course, it's just sad that what he has done. He's a puppet. He's controlling. He tells girls what they can and cannot do. They got to get permission for him to go somewhere or do something or whatever. And of course, not all of them will accept the light by those, but those of us that do must be responsible. So yeah, the girls have to be responsible. They need to tell what happened in their story, because they came forward and told their story. And of course, R. Kelly does not deserve to be walking around these streets for free anymore, because he needs to go away for a very long time. But since his trial is going to be early sometime next year, I don't know, that judge really needs to get his butt in gear and get this trial started now instead of waiting until next year. Leave your comments below. I am out.